foundation is strong because Jehovah built it. You can feel the spirit and positive energy. Questions asked comfortably like you're talking with family. Get ready to settle in. Wait for the show to begin. Invite a couple of friends. It's time for Unhinged.
Watch me. I introduce to you Get You Home Towing, a family company with the sole purpose to get you home. Whether you need roadside assistance or transport services, we have a flatbed big enough to transport any vehicle to its destination. Our offer to you is our gratitude and great service at a much cheaper price. We are also open to transport through long distances. If you need us, all you have to do is call that number. I'll see you soon.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? I mean, what's really going on? Thank you so much for tuning in. We are Unhinged Live. I'm your host, Nicca, Tilted Halo Hansford, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen Sims Harrell of Twisted Threads LLC, and we've got another barn burner of a conversation in store for you all tonight. You already know what it is. We get excited, but I'm particularly overjoyed for tonight's guest. She's a good sister friend to the show. And look, I'm looking forward to this conversation. I want to go ahead and take this opportunity to say thank you to all of our replay viewers who are going to go ahead and push play and listen in at a later date and time. We appreciate you. And if you enjoy what we've got going on over here at Unhinged Live, please take the opportunity to tell somebody about it. Invite your cousin, auntie, sister, them, you know, some of your coworkers that might need a dose of joy in their life. Once a week, once a day. You know, we got a whole, quite a few YouTube channels set up to fulfill whatever your listening and viewing needs might be. Okay, we're going to go ahead and, of course, get into our guest interview on tonight. We're going to have, you know, share a little views from the petty pew because I feel a little pettiness in my soul. Of course, we're going to take a trip merrily down the stream, get into that roundtable discussion, what's really going on, and have Coach Cash bless our very souls with the reflection of purpose. Listen. We've, again, so much has been happening in both of our lives lately. And I just want to go ahead and make a quick announcement. Karen?
Yes.
Can I go ahead and do this real quick? I'm sorry for making you wait. You know, I like to ask how you doing.
I'm doing okay, but yeah, we could get back to it because it might be a long story. You know, I was busy this weekend.
Oh, girl, I'm saying, look, I want to go ahead and say thank you, and welcome to all of our listeners who are tuning in for the first time, and you're hearing us on Mental Impact Radio. Listen, we are now a part of the Mental Impact Radio family. Yes. I'm grateful for the opportunity to take the Joy Tsunami to a bit of a broader audience. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Brother Orlando Page for extending us the invitation to join the crew. I hope we make you proud. I know we do, you know what I'm saying? Or you wouldn't have even picked us up in the first place. Karen, I think we got some information where we can post how our viewers and listeners can connect with the Mental Impact family. There we go. We got Mental Impact Radio. There it is. Take a screenshot, y'all. All right. And go on and let your fingers do the walking and get familiar with what's going on at Mental Impact Radio. We wouldn't have camped up with anything less than positivity, enlightenment, and encouragement. And of course, you know, we about that hip hop life. There's plenty of music and artistry to be enjoyed within the Mental Impact Radio family. So thanks again, Orlando. We really appreciate the opportunity. So while I take this sip of water, Karen, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Sister need a nap today. We did all of the things, but you know what the most important thing for those of you who are in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania area, maybe Philadelphia area, maybe Pottstown, Bethlehem, any of those spots, you may have seen the Karen sighting this weekend. I ran into children, to siblings. I ran into everything, but you know what I did not run into? I did not run into that snow because I ran straight up out of there before it got there. So I don't feel no kind of way for the way that my time went. So we had time with the grands, we had baby blessing, we had birthdays, we had Super Bowl, got jiggy with it while Usher and Alicia and Luda and them did their things. I had questions about JD. We're going to get into all of that today. But at the end of all of that, quality time with family, got some foodie time in there that I'm excited to share some details on. And then I carried myself right on home, because I had heard that y'all was looking to sprinkle, but not the little stars. Y'all was sprinkling snow. And so the quickest way to get rid of me, tell me snow coming. And I got up out of there. So to God be the glory, got home safely and soundly. And now we see all of the reports of the chickadees that either are schooling from home, all of y'all that have the opportunity to work remotely, or y'all should be in for the day and evening. So now, Tilted, I'm gonna put this back on you, and then I gotta ask a question, because normally on snow days, folks may or may not have time to be in the kitchen to whip a little something up. So I'm wondering how you doing, and how was your snow day today?
Well, I'm doing all right. I'm marked safe from my adult child issuing threats against my life. She had to come through my phone this morning to make sure that I wasn't out in the streets trying to get to work, because she knows I'm a bit of a road warrior and my work ethic is strong. And I've been known to drive in blizzard-like conditions in the past. But with the happenings of last year, my baby is treating me like extra special cargo. So I stayed in the house and rested my body after I had to deal with some of that snow that I had to push, lift, and throw out here in these Lehigh Valley streets. And it's okay that you got to go home to your blessed husband, Karen, but you didn't have to leave us with all of this fluffy stuff that you left us with. All right. I'm gonna let you be braggadocious about that. I understand you have another question for me, sis.
I had another question for you. See that fast? It had went out my head because I was asking you, how did your snow day go, and what might you have been partaking in the kitchen area? Because usually snow days mean, might be chili, it might be some bread, it might be some muffins. I'm wondering what you cooked up on the snow day.
Well, today's snow day delicacy feature was oh my God. It's a recipe that I found. I've been having a love affair with chickpeas lately. And I also tried chickpea tacos about a week or so ago. But yeah, I did a chickpea spinach curry dish. And the flavors married oh so well. Anybody who may or may not want that recipe for themselves, that's why I say the may not, you might want to get this for someone, on your squad that's a health nut like myself, and share the recipe. Go ahead and hit me in the DMs. I'll shoot you the link. And wait a minute. We got a guest, Karen. I'm sorry. I think I got on the porch. Oh God, we got home. All right. It's cold and snowy out here in the Lehigh Valley streets. It's cold and snowy, so I got to get into it. Let me go ahead and do the super fan shout out.
All right.
Before we let our guest in, all right?
Yes, stay outside.
We finna get in trouble. She outside. Listen, this week's super fan shout out goes to actually one of my coworkers, y'all. Her name is Courtney Empson. That's right. I'm clapping up for Miss Courtney Empson. Listen, Courtney is the fearless leader of one of our units there, or she's on a team of leadership in one of our units there at the division where I'm employed. She's also one of the leaders of our local 1032 Communications Workers of America union. And she enlisted me to, help out and lend a voice to the union when we rolled up on the admin building because we in contract negotiations. I'm shouting out Courtney tonight, but Courtney made me, she almost made me ugly cry right there in the hallway in the office one day last week when she stopped me and let me know that she has really enjoyed what she sees happening here with Unhinged. She commented on how she's really enjoying the growth she's seen since we started, Karen. And it really means so much to me, knowing that I have the support of not only my church family, my blood family, the acquaintances I got out here in my regular life, but it means the world to me to know that I have the support of my coworkers and all of the endeavors that I partake outside of them four walls. So Courtney, this one's to you. You are an amazing mother. You're an amazing friend. You're an amazing daughter. And it looked like you an amazing boo because your man be having you grinning from ear to ear. I love them flowers that he stayed delivering you, girl. And I know how he likes to cook good food for you too. Let me tell you, sister girl, you deserve every single bit of it and more. I appreciate your encouragement. I appreciate your light. Sister, I simply appreciate you. So look, we got to let our guest in. Let me get some more water. All right. Tonight's guest is such a blessing. She's such a blessing. Have y'all see my edges? Okay. I got to give her part credit for my edges, y'all. We've worked in conjunction over the years to keep them intact. She is a woman who truly has blessed hands. I had the opportunity to make her acquaintance. I don't know how many years ago it was now. She gonna help me remember when she come up on this stage. But I made her acquaintance in new members orientation class when we joined our local faith fellowship so many years ago together. And she just exuded all of the Africana that we need in this life, a natural beauty, a natural queen. And I believe the first time I laid eyes on her, she had on a gorgeous head wrap. I don't know. Sometimes there's just those connections that we make in life. And Janicca was one of those for me. And I can actually say for us, right, Karen?
Yes.
We managed to serve alongside one another in the choir. Janicca's a strong youth leader. She go let her in.
Thank you. Listen, my fingers is twiddling.
Yay! Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome
Thank
to
you,
the
thank
platform,
you.
Nicca.
Oh my goodness. You two are amazing.
I love it. Now listen, I always like to say, yeah, we knew you BC before the children, while you was still auntie.
BT.
I know, right?
BT.
You say
Wait.
Before Tabitha.
well, that too. Well, no, we would like to be connected to before I blew up. That part. No, but we are super excited to welcome you. We've been able to watch your journey. This is one where a lot of people might have questions, but God has blessed us that we are able to bear witness of just all of the many talents that you continue to share, your humbleness. We're going to get into it. I ain't going to start with that because, if we're going to have ugly tears, we'll do that later. Right now, we are celebrating you. And now, y'all, listen, this is what happens when you are cutting edge, when you are ahead of the curve. You hear people say that. because maybe if we didn't know her BT, this wouldn't have happened in such a synergistic way that it was like, what, this already on tap because she already doing the work. But when you got these connections that are, such a blessing, you get the opportunity to say, I'm glad that we had did that. So this is a reminder, when we call you and tell you get us on the calendar, you never know what's around the corner. So be ready for it. Now, I know, Janicca, you and your family and just all of the things. I think one of the things, and I promise I'm gonna ask you a question, but one of the things that always resonates with me about you is just your realness, your humbleness, your connection to people, but you take your real life situation, and this is even before you were doing business, when you were only, like, when we only knew you for, I need to get my hair done, but I don't want nobody to snatch my hair out. Like, I would like to stay where I'm at and continue from there. But knowing all of the things that you continue to bring, can you share with our audience who may be under a rock, never seen you, haven't don't know nothing about you, and you bless them, and just share a little bit about you and your upbringing? So how did the early years of Janicca begin till now?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, first I just want to say thank you, ladies. Oh my gosh. It's like you said, Karen, and even you, Nikita, I just think it's amazing, the timing of God and just how he orchestrates things. And, it's amazing, and I'm in awe. But for those that don't know me, and even for some that do know me, I mean, I grew up as with a single mom. My mom is one of 11. I'm one of five, and I grew up, single mom. My father, I didn't really know him. I knew my stepfather, who is the father to my three youngest siblings that we all, were raised in the house together. But my stepfather, he was incarcerated. I'm pretty sure he was in prison from probably I was about two and a half, and he didn't get out of prison until I was 17 years old. And it was the same year that I went away to college. So my relationship with him was, behind bars, going to visits and talking to him on the phone and stuff like that. So I didn't technically have a father in my home, but God did bless me with, my mom has seven brothers, and they all was my uncles and my
Okay.
daddy, and I loved them for that. When I was about 12 years old, our youth ministry at my church, it was called Jam, Jesus and Me. My youth pastor, he became my spiritual father. Even when I was 12, he was 19, 20 years old. But, God put a calling on his life to, upbring this youth that was in the area at the time. So I'm very, very grateful for that upbringing. Like I said, even at that young of an age, all throughout high school, I was in, I gave my life over to the Lord. I was 12 years old. And I've been rolling with him ever since. And high school, I graduated high school. I was one of the first in my family. I was my mother's first child to graduate from high school, and I was my grandmother and my family's first grandkid niece to graduate from college. I was blessed to go to the University of Michigan, and that's where I met my husband, Leroy,
Right.
in chemistry class at the
Okay.
University of
Okay,
Michigan.
chemistry. Okay.
I know, it's such a crazy story, right? And the cool thing, like, we were friends our whole college time. We didn't even really date each other. We knew we liked each other, but we didn't, Leroy, he wasn't ready then, because see, he wasn't walking heavy with Jesus like I was. So, we kept our friendship and everything like that. But the cool thing that when we did finally get together is that he proposed to me in that same chemistry room that I met him in.
Love
So
it.
that was really, really cool. So yeah, I don't know, like I said, my upbringing, it was such that, and then I got married. My husband and I, we moved from Michigan to, actually, we were in Houston first, and then we came to Pennsylvania. We've been here 17 years now. We've been here since 2007. And it has been a journey. We have walked through a lot of things together. We've walked through the loss of our first baby. I married my husband a virgin, and I was so thankful to God for that. And it seemed that, trying to get pregnant was a hardship for us. And then when we finally got pregnant, we lost our firstborn to a stillborn, and it was such, it was the hardest thing in my life, hands down. And I'm sure he probably can say the same thing. But I'm just so grateful for the grace of God, because I had so many people around me, that loved me through that. And, like I always tell people, if I didn't know I was going to be anything in this world, I knew I was going to be a mom. So even though I lost that baby, I knew in my heart, that God would bless me to have children again. And he did. He did. I got my two, after Prince, I got Bella and I got Maxwell. And to God be the glory. He has walked me through a lot of stuff in my life. And I forgot to say this, but it just popped in my head when I was talking to Nikita on Sunday, and that, I did go through the foster care system. My mom, being a single mom and just being just around a lot of stuff. And it wasn't just her who experienced drugs, but we have a lot of, we had a lot of drug activity in my family, but my mom was a victim of that. And my siblings, we were in foster care for a minute. We were with family for a while, but then at one point, my older sister and myself, we kind of went outside our family to this church that was trying to help my mom recover, and we ended up staying with a family from that church. But my mom, she did get herself together. She got herself together, and she got all of us back, and I'm grateful for that. So, having walked through foster care, single mom, getting married, losing a child, through it all, I know God has kept me. And I am just so, so, so grateful that in all of it, I was able to, keep my eye on what I knew he had for me. And even in this point, the stuff that he has for me is blowing my mind, because I'm in a realm now that I didn't ever think I would be in. I've been doing hair since I was 10 years old, 11 years old. I got my hair license when I came to Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania said, even though I'm a natural hair braider, I need to get a license. So I got that license. And, that's what I was known to do. I do hair, I do hair. And then I had my kids, and here they come. Both of them had severe dairy and egg allergies. And my Bella had peanut and sesame and fish and all the rest. And so it forced me to change my diet. I couldn't even nurse Maxwell while eating dairy and stuff, because he broke all out on me. So that is truly what put me into this new phase of my life, where I began cooking everything vegan. So that's kind of like, where I'm at now. And then I became a doula. And I've always kind of like, all of my things that I'm doing, it's because I love people. It's just, I have been of service to people my whole life, doing hair, you servicing people, being a doula, you're with these moms and you're servicing them and their babies, making sure they come into this world, safe and well. And, vegan, this plant-based lifestyle, I'm doing it for my kids, but essentially I'm doing it for me too, and for everybody else that wants to learn about it. So it is overwhelming in a good way. And I am just truly in awe of how God has just, ordered my steps this way. And I'm along for the ride here. So
Yes,
yeah.
girl. Yes, girl. I'm so glad that we've had a front row seat to this ride. Not
Yeah.
only have we had a front row seat, we've been sitting right alongside you through this
Hmm.
journey. And I'm grateful to just see not only the children that God has allowed you to birth through your womb, but for
Yeah.
these business babies you have
Yeah.
birthed. Because right now, notice what I said, right now there are 3.
Mm.
Because I have no doubt in my mind that there's so much more in store for the woman with the blessed hands. So I want to get
Yeah.
more into the conversation with you about your why. Why did you make the decision to become a doula?
Okay. I believe the main reason I well, I've always loved babies, you know. I was like over children's ministry and my church and stuff like that, like young in my young adult life, and I just love children. But I really think the passion when I became a doula is that my really good girlfriend Jana, we were pregnant at the same time. When I was pregnant with Prince, she was pregnant with her daughter Raina. I lost Prince. He was due. I lost him February, but 2011 and no 2012, and he was due April, and then Jana's Raina was due June, and so that happened for me. But even in that happening for me, I still wanted to support her. You know, I was still there with her, and one day she called me, and she told me, you know, the whole story behind her. She was like, she just was at home, and she just, as much as crazy it may sound, she was like, I really feel like you have to be there for me when I have Raina. And I'm so glad she asked me, because I knew in my spirit, I like knew I had to be there too. And so she was like, I was little hesitant at first, but she was like, I ran it by my husband, and he was like, I know it's, you know, it may seem unorthodox, but I think you should ask her. And sure enough, she asked me, and I was there. That was that day that Raina was born. That was like my unofficial entry into becoming a doula. And, you know, and God kind of showed me in that, you know, you just lost your firstborn, you know, and here you are with one of your closest friends, and you're helping her bring her first baby into this world. And it was a feeling that I can't even explain. You know, I wasn't sad, I wasn't anything. I was so grateful that I had the strength to be there for somebody else. And I truly, in my soul, I was so happy. I felt like I just had my baby, you know. So it was a like a wow
Mhm.
experience for me. And that was in 2012. And then literally like 10 years later, 2022, during COVID, I got my I did my class and all my paperwork to become a doula.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
Janicca, I gotta pull us back a little bit. Tilted. You
Yeah.
know, I'm hearing all of this, and I'm back here like woo, child, woo.
Girl, I'm right. I'm like, I'm trying to, the little tear be wanting to come, but I'm holding it.
It's not even the tears.
For
Here's
me, it's a tear. Y'all know I'm sensitive.
here's the thing. I know you sensitive, but here's what my ears heard: that you had a passion for people,
Yeah.
but it I don't want to say it took, but I do want to say it took a
Yeah.
connection with the right friend at the right time
Mm.
in need to activate the passion and skills that were inside of you, because you know we got folks who will say no, we'll say no to, like, nah, you good, you good.
Hmm. Yeah.
This is not a testimony about those nah, you good friends. This
Yeah.
ones that, you know, when they call, you definitely gonna try your best to make a way.
Yep.
And and I promise you, I got all of the Shana Na feels when you said you got
Hmm.
the call. You got
Yeah.
the call, and it was like, listen, sis. Now, most of us, you know, we've been trained, especially when somebody has a loss, leave them alone,
Yeah.
bother them, don't put them in challenging situations. Don't
Hmm.
ask them nothing that might be a trigger. You know, most of us, we are there, but then there's a need and a time, because you know, it we believe that it would have manifested itself
Right.
in a future date. God doesn't waste any of our experiences. But from me hearing you, you know, a lot of times we talk about tribe here. So we talk
Mm.
about villages here, and the
Hmm.
importance of who's in your corner. Because,
Oh
like
yeah.
I said, God would have made it manifest. That's not
Yeah.
the thing. But to take the right person in the right time who wasn't fearful, because some of our friends is too scared to stay in our corner. All right, it ain't time for reflections of purpose, so we're not gonna go there. But we gotta have
Right.
old friends in our life that's gonna
Mm.
call our gifting forth. Of,
Yes.
yeah, well, like I sit here with this picture behind me, and I don't know
Hmm.
why, because she must want me to start crying. This was one of the first gifts that I got when I moved to North Carolina. Shout out to Big Leslie, you already know, from her and Ashley and Mom Betty, and that's why you know certain people. And let me tell you something. I don't know who dropped it off, but he saw me in here crying. So the whole boo-hooing, I'm sitting here looking at this in the background, looking at your face. And the message on the card said, "This is a reminder of your reach of influence." Hashtag world changer. Listen,
Yeah.
we could be regular if we got regular friends, but when you got
Okay.
people dropping off stuff
Listen.
and making calls, and like, I know this is not a
Yes.
normal request, but I
Not
need
at
you
all.
to come up here and guide this child into the world.
Yes. Yes.
Imagine
Yes.
how amazing of a gift that is, but
Yeah.
also that was the beginning of, if I'm counting right, almost another 10-year journey
It
for you
was.
to say, I'm gonna do this. All right, I'm gonna stop talking now, but you had me all in my
Listen.
feelings.
Listen. Facebook user is on the screen encouraging us not to hold them. She boo-hooing. I know who Facebook user is
You do.
because I'm looking at her name. And I also see somebody else throwing up their hands in worship, listening to your testimony, Janicca. Y'all going over to the StreamYard and sign up for that free account. So I put your handsome face and your beautiful faces up here on the screen with your comments so the world can know who they talking to and issue a response. I see that we have a question for you, Janicca, in the comments section.
Okay.
The question is, do you have a book on vegetarianism?
You know, I have been asked that question several times, so I will say that I've been telling others it's in the making. I am going to write a book, and it actually will be more vegan than it is vegetarian, but you know, there's many things you'll be able to adapt to a vegetarian lifestyle if that's your choice. But yes, we gonna have us a book. We sure are.
We love it. So now
Yeah.
you said something right in there, Janicca, and maybe you could share a little bit because we, you know, our viewers are versatile in the kitchen. We got the meat eaters, we got the pescatarian, we got the vegetarians, and we got the vegans. Can you give us, I guess, even just a high level view of what's the difference between vegetarian and vegan?
Yes. It's pretty simple. A vegan is anything when you declare or say that you're a vegan, you don't eat anything that comes from an animal. Okay? Vegetarians, they still eat eggs, they'll eat cheese. Those things come from an animal. Vegans, they don't, nothing comes from an animal. That's the main difference. Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I see
Yeah.
some folks that went over, they listened to you, Guilty, because we see some names with comments and whatnot too. So
Yeah.
appreciate it. Valerie says that book is needed. I know I'ma need it. We're gonna talk about that. Because the one thing that we have not yet, you know, we talked about certifications and titles and lifestyles, but can we get into just a little bit about Mama Nicca's handmade things?
Yeah. So Mama Nicca's homemade things
Thank
actually.
you.
So Mama Nicca actually came from my goddaughter, which a lot of you know is Raina Williams. That's my first. Well, she's actually not my first godchild. She is. I can't even count no more, Lord. She might be them at 3 or 4, but she couldn't she couldn't say my name. She couldn't say, you know, Mama Janicca. So she started calling me Mama Nicca, you know, and she was born, you know, before my children. And so she just was Mama Nicca, Mama Nicca. So everybody just started calling me Mama Nicca because of that baby calling me Mama Nicca. And so when I started, you know, doing, you know, my breads and making the body butters and the soaps and stuff like that, you know, it just resounded so loud. Like it's Mama Nicca, you know, and I just added the homemade things on it. But yeah, it's just like I said, I started off with the food because that was just number one with my kids. And I really was only baking. I literally baked bread for the 228 kids bake sale. And August Williams, she was like, "Who made this?" I said, "I made that." And she was like, "You didn't make this." I said, "I did make this." I was like, "I did make it." And that was honestly before I was completely vegan because I was just baking it for the bake sale. And once I did it, and she was like, you are really onto something with that chocolate zucchini bread. She's like, "You really have to sell this." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't have time. I have little kids. I'm not doing this. This is for y'all." And then I decided to do it vegan because my kids, you know, they couldn't have it. And honestly, even me, I wasn't eating it. So I tried it vegan and people couldn't even tell the difference. They couldn't even tell the difference. And in a bread, to make it vegan, all you do is remove the egg, but you use flaxseed instead of an egg. It's like 1 tablespoon of flaxseed plus 3 tablespoons of water is 1 egg. And
Okay.
when you bake anything, you can substitute an egg so easily. But it does really, really good in breads. And so I did that and the rest was history. Like the body creams and the soaps, they're all natural, they're vegan and plant-based because of my kids, they have eczema. And so we tried to do natural and home remedies and stuff for their skin. So my whole, model was not just stuff, for, making you feel good and be well on the inside and out. So that's how we came about with doing Mama Nicca's. And then this whole vehicle now of actually cooking meals. I mean, I've been doing that for forever for my family and stuff. But people start tasting my food when I cook for, I always cook for mamas when they have their babies. I do meal prep for my doula mamas. If somebody's sick or somebody passed away, I'm always taking people food and it's always vegan. I don't care who it is. I always just take them what I make. And people are like, asking me about my food and I'm just like, well, I just cook this for my family. And so it just kind of took off. And then this moment that happened a couple of weeks ago is just
Yes,
like,
ma'am. Well, can you talk to us about that moment, ma'am? Because
yeah.
you're not only cooking for your local family now, you have access to the global family at this point.
So, Miss Tabitha Brown, Auntie Tab, Mama Tab, I call my sister Tab because we both 79 babies, which it doesn't even seem real because I think because of just how she is, she seems older, but we born the same year. So back in 2018, I believe it was, she was even before that, I followed her when she was doing Come On in the Room and stuff like that. And then I saw that she was coming to the Lehigh Valley area. Like, well, that wasn't even Lehigh Valley, that was Pottstown.
Mhm.
She did some Eat to Live conference. It was her and her daughter choice. That was it. They have no entourage, nothing. And I went to that conference. I got a, picture with her. And I was like, you know what? This woman is out here changing lives. Everybody trying to do this, plant-based thing. And so, I was really onto it then. Fast forward to the end of last year, she announced she's doing a book tour of her book, I Did a New Thing. I was already like when she announced it, I was like, I'm going. So my girlfriend, who was like a mentee, Tiffany, she sends me a screenshot and she's like, "You see this?" I said, "Yep, let's look it up, see what dates we gonna go." So I saw she was in Red Bank, decided to buy the meet and greet VIP tickets. Did that, even booked us a hotel because it was a later show. As soon as I bought my tickets, I mean, instantly, I felt the Lord telling me, reach out, find her marketing, and send them an email and tell them what you do and offer to cater for them. And I did that. December 1st, I went on her website and I found who to send the email to. And I said, "Hey, I'm Janicca, owner of Mama Nicca's Homemade Things. I would love to cater for you when you're at the Red Bank show. I already got my tickets. I would love, love, love to do that." A week later, management messaging me back. "Thank you for your kind offer. Send us your email, and your website, this, is that, and the other." That night, I set up and did my website. I ain't had no website. I had a Facebook page. I just uploaded all that stuff to my website and I just waited and I just continued to believe God. Into the new year, I hadn't heard anything. But then Tabitha made a post like January 9th or something. Hey, y'all, I'm going on this book tour. And me and my team, we got to eat. Y'all know I love to eat. Tag your people. And I saw that post and I just started sending it. I was like, tag me, y'all, tag me. I made my Mama Nicca's Instagram. Tag me, tag me, tag me. A week later, 2 weeks before the start of that show, I get a DM from her management team saying, hey, we're trying to connect with you. Here's our email. Send us a message when we can, chat soon. I'm shaking. I'm sitting in swim lessons. I'm emailing them back. Within 5 minutes, I get a call from LA. 5 minutes. I step out from the swim lessons, shivering, like, oh my gosh. She was like, hey, girl. Her name is Hope. She like my friend now. I got her on speed dial. She's like, oh, what we got going? Can you hook us up? I'm like, absolutely. I said, whatever you need. Tell me when to be there. Tell me what I can do, what I can bring. She said, oh, I saw your menu. I saw your pictures and I'm glad you got dessert. She said, cook us whatever you want to cook us. She said, this is my verbal yes. I'm settle some things. Tab's not here at the moment, but I'm pretty sure she's going to be good with this. And we just going to verbally say yes right now. And I'm thinking tonight or in the morning, I'm sending you the contract and we're going to see you in a couple of weeks. And that was that. That is how that happened.
I know that's right. What is one of our mottos here at Unhinged Live? Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Listen.
All right. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. That is an amazing testimony.
Oh my
God.
Look.
Look. I see you lifting up a little bit even after sharing this story again, Janicca.
Yeah.
You are literally glowing right now. I don't know if anybody is seeing what I'm seeing right now, but that is an absolutely blessed testimony for an absolutely blessed woman.
Mm-hmm.
You shared a little bit about your handmade soaps and things. Mm-hmm. Y'all know I got one of them berry bars open up in the shower right now. I am a long-term customer.
You are.
And supporter.
You are.
Janicca, period. Okay, just Janicca. I don't. You've been such an amazing blessing to so many people, to everyone who knows you. Look, you one of them people who's like, I don't know anybody who don't like Janicca.
Thank you, Jesus.
I don't know anybody who don't love them some Janicca. And I will brag about it, y'all. Listen, she gonna give y'all her landing page information in a minute. But I am a fan of the chocolate zucchini bread like never before. I will eat the whole loaf by myself and will not. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. It's just that good. You say it's just zucchini bread, but it's like zucchini cake.
Yeah. That's what August calls it. She tells everybody it's zucchini cake. Yeah.
It's a zucchini cake. So yeah, I want to thank you so much for spending this time here with us tonight, Janicca. So many people. Wait. I see a church finger. Is that a church finger?
Yeah. Yes.
I got to acknowledge the church finger.
Nowhere.
I'm ready to get up in the comment section. Go ahead, Karen.
Get in the comment section. You go ahead and get in the comment section. While I get up into the them fried
I knew she was
that's that. That's we talking about the soaps. We talking about the bread. That was wonderful. The cornbread is good too. The collard greens was good. I heard the cabbage was good, but then
the cabbage was lit. We talked about the cabbage.
Two things that we not skipping over. Two things we not skipping over. We had the fried oyster mushrooms. Yes, we did. Tastes better than chicken. I don't care what you say. You can argue with your mama. You're not gonna argue with me on this one here. Okay, tastes better than the chicken. But then we had a newcomer to the table, also known as Sweet Bang.
The sweet
Oh
bang
yeah.
sauce. That sweet bang.
AKA,
Oh
my
yes,
new
hold on.
line, I put that on everything.
Sure.
Because I did. I put it on the mac and cheese. I put it on the collard greens. I put it on the cornbread. It didn't belong there, but I still
You did.
put it. And I put the mushrooms in that thing too. Cause
Oh,
listen, okay.
Mom Hazel did the same thing.
she
Mom
said
Hazel
she
Love
did
did
it.
the
the
same
same
thing.
thing.
I didn't even know you got a plate, mother. Oh
I need
wow.
you to know. You never know who coming through in here. But I did. So one of the cash sightings this weekend was at Mama Nicca's homemade things. I'm saying things. I done told the people
Go
it's
ahead.
homemade
It's
things.
things.
Tab said Mama Nicca in them. So yeah, it's
She did.
Mama Nika name. That's it.
And Mama Nicca and them homemade
oh,
things. And what a blessing. What a blessing. And
oh,
it's one thing. Y'all know we don't play about our food over here.
Not at
mm-mm.
all.
We'll put Jesus, family, and food. Them the three things, okay? Faith, family, and food. Them three right there, okay? You could go ahead and do what you want to do with the rest of the things. But that experience, I promise you, I took it back to the family, and my sister was with me, and she had some.
Yes.
She's funny about everything. So, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, back to them oyster
Oh,
mushrooms. That was better than the chicken. The bread was good, I promise. But we wasn't passing this moment without
yeah.
talking about them fried oyster mushrooms and the sweet bank sauce. If you got the mushrooms and you didn't get the sweet bank sauce, go back in the line for another round of favor. You got favor with the mushrooms, but where
Oh,
they say the Lord have more in store for you, get back in line for the
Yes.
sweet bank sauce. That's all.
yes.
Now I'm gonna go back to acting right and enjoying the sharing of this testimony where you dropping all these nuggets. But yeah,
Yes.
I was about to go straight to the petty pews if we couldn't talk. Okay, knock it.
Well, no, I wasn't gonna do that. No, I was raised a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mama Essie. Shout out to Mama Essie.
Yes,
Yes.
I got that etiquette up in me.
Mm.
that
So I
part.
want to go
Yeah.
ahead and acknowledge some of our family in the comments section. I see you, Ginger, talking about how divine that bread is. I'm going to sign in for StreamYard. I want to see your pretty face on the screen, so the folks
Yes.
can communicate with you all. You're tuned into Unhinged Live. I'm your host, Nikita Tilted Halo Hansford. I'm sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen Sims Harrell of Twisted Threads LLC. And we have the amazing Janicca Covington in the room with us tonight of Mama Nicca, Mama Nim. All right. Mama Nicca's homemade things. All right. My girl is out here doing big things and being a huge blessing to so many of us. And you dropped many nuggets on tonight, Janicca. And I hope that anybody who tuned in on tonight, whether you're listening on YouTube, Facebook, or Stooped Up, y'all, we on Stooped Up Live tonight. You're our first stream over in the stooped up neighborhood. Yeah, we everywhere in these internet streets, y'all. Y'all better get into it. We are Unhinged Live. I want to go ahead and give you the opportunity, Janicca, because we got to move the show along.
Yes.
To tell our listeners how they can connect with you if they want to book you, because y'all, she a traveling caterer and a traveling hairstylist, y'all.
Yes,
all right,
yes,
now if
yes,
y'all
yes,
pay
yes,
attention,
yes.
I'm gonna go up in the group because Janicca's done some work on these edges that has actually made it to websites. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes,
Sure
girl.
did.
We've made it to. I've been a hair model for Janicca, y'all, and Janicca also slayed my hair the other year when I would walk the runway with Lehigh Valley Fashion Week. So many people complimented my hair, and all I kept saying was, "Janicca did this. I'm here. Take her card. Take her card."
Yes.
And holla at her when you need your hair done. How can folks get in contact with you, Janicca?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook. I'm under Janicca Covington, but also my business on Facebook is Mama Nicca's Homemade Things, and there you'll find the website for where you can order. I have a lot of like my body butters and my soaps, the breads, those are things that you can order and that I do ship those items. On Instagram, I'm Mama Nicca's. And even on Instagram, you'll still have that website where you can have the opportunity to order those items. If you want that fresh food, them fried oyster mushrooms like Karen is speaking of, and that sweet bang sauce, you will need to hire me for an event. Or I have been just this past Super Bowl Sunday. That's how Karen and Nikita were able to experience it, is that I had a vegan Super Bowl pop up, and it was absolutely amazing. It was out of this world. And that's where you get that good vegan soul, fried oyster mushrooms, cabbage, collards, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, banana pudding. We have even yams sometimes, so it's good. So you can, like I said, book me, or my goal is to continue to have these pop-up events as well, because I know that, I mean, people, they come looking for me and they're asking when the next one happens. So yeah, that's how I can be reached. So thank you so much.
Love it, love it, love it. Listen, I'm gonna give y'all an inside scoop because I done told you you put the sweet bang on everything. If you mix that sweet bang on them collards or cabbage, I'm sure it'll work the same thing. Literally, next dimensional level of experience for your vegan veggie eating experience. So that's all. Just want to put that out there.
Cornbread, y'all.
The cornbread, banana pudding. Did we
The
say
cornbread, y'all.
banana pudding?
We talk to you about this cornbread, the anointing that lieth therein. Hey, listen. I ain't nothing but a girl with some country roots, and I love me some good cornbread. Janicca, thank you for blessing us with your presence and all of your wonderful. See, there's my mouth watering again because I'm Greek. You all are tuned into Unhinged Live. We're getting ready to get into a music break again. If you didn't hear about it at the top of the show, we are absolutely grateful for the opportunity to join in with the Mental Impact Radio family. We are broadcasting live with them on tonight as we speak. We are also broadcasting live for the first time in our Stooped Up neighborhood. Again, we out here to seize these zip codes and these area codes, doing straight kingdom business with kingdom conversations. We're about to get into a wonderful musical break. And listen, this is some of the excitement about hooking up, a piece of the excitement, about hooking up with Mental Impact Radio. Y'all know I love the CHH music. Y'all know I love the CHH music and the artistry that we now have access to share with all of you all who hang out with us every week. We're getting ready to get into a little something. DJ Cash.
Yeah.
DJ Cash, you ready?
We ready. Listen, today's selection is coming to us from our Mental Impact Radio family. Danielle speaks, and this track right here is called Kinda Understand. Now listen, y'all know I got to press a couple of buttons when the DJ is DJing up and through here, but listen, bump, and enjoy. Here we go.
Lately I've been feeling like nobody wants to mess with me. Problems that got me stressing and trying to get the best of me. Heart's been on the lock and key and I've been missing it. Trying to push away the heartache, but I'm feeling it. I've been looking through a one-way mirror. What is on the other side seems clearer to me. You may see differently and not agree. It's hard to move ahead when there's no one else believes in you. Committed to the dream, but can't find no one else to dream it to. When there's more than one, you can touch and agree, and the outcome can be stronger because we weigh it differently. The deck can stack up in your favor. Battles seem to waver, but victories are won when somebody holds your hand and keeps you lifted to the sun. I've been looking for a cloud up in the sky so I can run. We were never meant to run this race alone, that's critical. The world says you should look out for yourself, and yes, we listen to. But then they come together like an all-boy band and spreading love to everyone and looking out for their family, and that's real. That's real. That's real. I've been trying to stay high, I mean, it's spiritual. This just around my ankle won't let me fly, and I'm leaning too. Now I know why the cage bird sings. They be looking through the bars, trying to spread their wings. Many things I can see me doing with this life, but nobody sees the vision, and it's hard for me to fight. Even a boxer has somebody in the corner who can help them see, so they may not see the corner. Too many hits in my brain, have me second guessing. Is it what the Lord meant for me, or did I skip a few sessions? Did I learn to run before I crawl? And if I got it out of order, is that the reason I can't move the ball? Course the session, may I call it defendant? Many said his name is Jesus, and he heard I repented. Got the message, then I sent it. I'm not trying to bother you, I just heard that you would listen, and that's real. And that's real. That's real.
And that's real. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for tuning in. We are Unhinged Live. I'm your girl, Nikita Tilted Halo Hansford, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen, Coach Cash, Harrell Sims of Twisted Threads LLC. And y'all see we got the beautiful queen, Janicca Covington. She done decided to hang out with us for a little while longer. Thank you for staying.
Yes, you're welcome.
We getting ready to act up a little bit. You ready?
I'm ready.
Listen. I got my fan out because this is something I know you could get in on, Janicca, because I know you are all about our Afrocentricities. Is that a word? Is that a word?
Yeah, Afrocentricity, I believe.
Thank you, boo, because it just didn't come out right for your girl. Listen, we are in the midst of yet another Black History Month. We are about at the halfway mark, y'all. That's right.
Yes.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. But my question to you all is, because I could be a little bit petty. Is it blackity black enough for us this year? Are we black enough this year? Is it that I'm so disconnected? I haven't really been tapped into mainstream media for quite some time, and I just feel like the weightiness that this month used to carry just ain't there. Is it just me? Help me out, Karen. I see the smirk on your face. Why are you looking at me in that tone of voice?
I'm thinking. I really am. I'm thinking because I'm like, the first portion of the month been a little bit of a whirlwind. We just got through the Super Bowl. I feel like that did a lot to the blackity blackness. That might have been my first moment of blackity blackness this month. So, shout out to Usher and all of the A, because everybody came through, literally. The whole world was the A. So I feel like that was probably my first blackity black moment of the month. Yeah, I do feel like we normally come in with a little bit of a bang, and then it's like we usually ramp up. I don't know if I felt the ramp up, but I definitely took Sunday as sort of the unofficial blackity black moment, and now we just gonna keep going up from there.
We're gonna keep rising to the top. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what was that, Janicca?
I agree with Karen. I don't know any moments yet this month that it's been, blackity black besides that halftime show. I think depending on what community you're in, you can, see different sects of things happening and stuff like that. Like I know, at our church in particular, we emphasize it a lot. And so all this month we have been rehearsing with our kids because we got a big old nice Black History production coming up February 25th, and I lead that, and I'm so proud of it. And so we instill in our kids this whole month. We dedicate the whole month, even in the Sunday school lessons, we teach the children about Black history. And I just absolutely love that. I love that. And even in my kids' school, I have pioneered a program, and we doing that, and they absolutely love it. So in the small circles you may see it. At large, I'm not sure, besides what we just saw Super Bowl, but hopefully it will continue to grow and across this nation.
Right, because I question so much about, what has changed. Because I
Mm-hmm.
did see a couple weeks ago, I remember a few years back when the world was shut down, we had the marches and the protests,
Yeah.
and then everybody jumped on the Black Lives Matter
Yes.
bandwagon, and then all of a sudden Black cinema was being featured on all of these here streaming apps that we subscribe to every month, and even the displays in some of these major stores got moved right to the door to emphasize our histories for the month, so to speak. I saw that one of the retailers had to take some things down because it was deemed offensive to someone. Mm-hmm. So, I wonder, because, again, I can be a little bit petty. I'm being petty right now because I'm already feeling some type of way that we get the shortest month of the year
Yeah.
to emphasize and put our historic figures in the forefront. I'm already feeling some type of way, but I kind of feel like, I don't know, man, society is taking a turn where even in celebrating our own history, it's in particularly Black history, we seem to get a whole lot of pushback.
We do.
We seem to get a whole lot of pushback when it comes to just highlighting our hidden figures. All right. So look, Janicca, you just shared something with me that I didn't know. You said that you are pioneering some Black history programming with your children at their school. Can I ask you, are you highlighting the figures that are well known, or are you bringing some of those that folks don't know so much about to the forefront in that
Yep.
program?
We actually do both. Yep. So last year, my kids, they go to a private school. And it is the minority numbers are increasing, but we are still the minority. And I recognized within the first, I guess this is, I want to say, our fifth or sixth year there, they really, all they did was send out an email and say Happy Black History Month. And I was like, what is this? And so last year, I went to the administration and I said, I would like to do something a little different. Can we decorate, at least start off with decorating these bulletin boards so kids can see, what Black history is, the faces behind Black history, and, why it is that we celebrate it. And so we did that. And then we also they have these things called town meetings where once a month they feature something different. It could be somebody playing something or somebody from the community coming and sharing something. And so we went into those town hall meetings and we discussed Black history, from the pre-K kids, the preschool kids, all the way up to the eighth graders. And we gave them history, we showed them videos, we had discussions with the older kids. It was absolutely incredible. And then we cooked for them. We had a whole soul feast. Like, when you Black, food is a part of us, and we can't celebrate without food. And so we had a spread. When I tell you, we had greens, anything you think of that's the history behind Black food, we had it. And we also, it was such a wonderful thing. One of the moms, she created this board where we said why we ate greens, what the history behind macaroni and cheese, why Black people, what's the taboo behind watermelon, and what's this about? And it was so, so, so amazing. It was very well received. So much so, like I said, we're doing it again this year. And this year we even got an assembly happening. Well, I done pulled in my friends from the community to come in and sing and step show and drumming, and yeah. So yep, we do local and we do the famous people too, but local people as well.
I know that's right. You better highlight the local trailblazers in this
Yes.
area, sis.
Yes.
So
Yes,
look.
yes.
Now, look, I'm not going to ask you to give up the information because we don't need a whole bunch of people pulling up on your kids' school randomly. All
They
right.
ain't gonna let them in.
Top flight security of the world be waiting for them when they get there.
Yes.
I'll tap in with you offline to see if I can get some particulars about that, because I would love to be able to just, if I can't get in because I ain't got no child in the room,
Nope.
I can look through the window.
I can get you in. But for the church one, absolutely, February 25th. I mean, when I tell you it's gonna be outstanding, it's gonna be absolutely outstanding. This year, the theme for Black history is African American and the arts. Every year there's a theme for Black history, and this is the theme this year. And so for the children at the church, we decided to do a presentation on the journey of gospel music. Ooh. And that's all I'm gonna say. So y'all better tune in.
Wait. So that's February 25th, and that's being held is that the Greater Shiloh Church Eastern Campus, Janicca?
Yes, that's the Eastern Campus, and of course you can see it online, yeah.
Right. All right. So look, if you're in the area and y'all want to go out and do something, that's going to be a great time in celebrating our history, and our history in the arts. Go on out, head on over to the Greater Shiloh Church. Y'all know that's where we worship together. 403 Pastor Fred Davis Street in Easton, Pennsylvania. What time is that show running, Janicca?
So service starts at 10:30. That presentation is about like 20 minutes. It'll start, I want to say 11 o'clock at the latest, like 10:50, 11 o'clock. Kind of, depends on how the service goes. But yeah, we come up like after the praise and worship, after the prayer, like the altar call prayer, or like the transition, the prayer after everything gets started. So yeah, that's when that presentation will take place.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. All right, look, I done jumped all the way into what's really going on without doing the reintroduction of the segment, but y'all already know. I hope you got your passports ready. It's a different kind of ride on tonight. I want to go ahead and open the door for this conversation of what happened over at the Lakewood Church, yo. Listen, I was like, what? When I started seeing the alerts come across my phone that what it was reported that there was an active shooter there at the church, and that some folks perished as a result of whatever was going on in the heart and the mind of this young woman who pulled up in between services. And I don't know the details of the story, but I do know that a huge part of our audience, we some faithful folk, and we gonna go and forsake not the assembling of ourselves together. We gonna go to church. Yeah. I see that there's been a lot of thoughts and prayers being extended to Joel Osteen and Lakewood Church family. But I'm also thinking how this would impact the mindset of your regular day-to-day churchgoer. I know many folks, kind of limited or even stopped attending in-person service after the pandemic. And where we are right now with the Greater Shiloh Church Ministry, I know operating as a hands and feet of Jesus, we're getting people, come on back home. Welcome back. Come on into the four walls. I want to pick you ladies' brains on to share your thoughts on the, how you think something like this could impact folks' church attendance for the good or the bad at this pivotal moment in time. I'm gonna go with our guest first. Janicca, you got any thoughts to share?
Yeah, it's even hard to imagine, something like this. And I know it's happened before, but to be, this such a mega church and for this to happen, it's just, I can imagine that it would, I mean, you're going to have those goers that's like, our faith and our trust is in Jesus. We're going to continue to go. We're going to continue to have faith. We're going to continue to believe, and they're going to go. But I do believe that there will be a number of people who are going to be terrified by this. I mean, we still have people that have not come back to church because they were terrified of COVID. You know what I mean? Like, you still have people that stream because, COVID. And then you look at COVID numbers. I mean, I knew about 5 people last weekend who had COVID. So, it's like, I think it will impact it in a way that hopefully isn't too detrimental to people coming, because if I understood it right, it happened in between, but it was during the Hispanic service. So I don't know if that, those people who attend that will, be a little frightened by that. But unfortunately, like I said, I think it will be those who will come anyhow, but it will be those that this will shake them, and we just have to be, continually in prayer for the body of Christ, because it's just another attack.
And that's
it's a lot. It is definitely a lot to process. And I do agree with what you said, Janicca. And we want to hear from you all in the comments. Will the Lakewood church shooting affect church attendance? What are your thoughts? But one of the things that comes to mind for me, we actually increased church security at the house of worship that my husband and I attend, for different reasons. One, because people be out here.
Yeah.
Two, many of our pastors are public figures in some way, shape, or form. And this could be as simple as somebody disagreeing with their sermon, someone disagreeing with their views on current events. And so I know we were told, listen, y'all gonna see more police and they're gonna be on duty police. In this particular case, do we say that there was a saving grace, that there were off-duty police men on the premise, or police persons on the premise when all of this happened? We do need to have trained security staff. It's the world that we live in. We gonna praise the Lord and be vigilant at the same time. And I think those creating a standard around that, creating a standard mitigating some of the challenges, where people are like, no, I don't want to go. Some of us, like you said, we going. Why? Because, in my mind, the shooting ain't gonna happen while I'm there. I trust God enough for that. So I don't know about anybody else's mindset, but that's how I roll in my thoughts for God's favor over my life. That may be a different story for somebody else, but this is also the reason why we pray on the way. Like, don't pray when you get to the church house. We're praying on the way. We're praying while we're there. We're praying on our way back, because this hedge of protection, this safety that is required for us to leave our house, it used to be, well, we were safe there, if not safe anywhere else. But as we start to understand the world of the unchurched, listen, I'm going to break it down. While we are allowing folks, and I don't want to say allow, while we are opening up and welcoming people from different backgrounds, we have to also make sure that we're being vigilant and prepared for mental illness. We got to be prepared for folks where, this just looks different for some other people. And while we're welcoming them, we need security. We need the presence of the folks who are carrying the guns, because sometimes we get nervous. Some people don't want their kids to see that. I would like all of my children to come home safe. I don't care how we get there. If that's what's required, then that's what's needed. But I do believe in having local police, and that's a whole nother story we're not even going to get into. But if our kids grow up understanding that police, then ridicule, breaking down deaths and discrimination, that also builds other strength in our communities as well. So police officers, come on through. We're going to throw some oil on you, pray for you too, all of that stuff, because I just think it's required.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially in the state of the world that we're living in. Again, we've seen this happen in synagogues. We've seen this happen in different sects of the faith, but now it's coming closer to home. So, as Valerie is saying, pray without ceasing. We have an assignment. Many of us are prayerful people, known intercessors, powerful intercessors. All I'm going to say is, hey, do not leave your position. Pray for your pastors, pray for your ministerial staff, pray that they're covered in their coming and they're going and they're rising and they're setting, because even after they leave the four walls of the church, pastors in particular, a lot of them have a mark on their back that they don't even they're not even aware of, because again, the angels that are assigned to them are doing their jobs. But still, keep them covered. Keep that super shield of Holy Ghost power and faith around them, that no evil might come upon them, nor those attached to them, nor their homes or anything attached to them. It's interesting times. Interesting times. The harvest is right. The laborers are few. Those of us who are considered elders in the faith, we a little seasoned. Let's continue to pour into our young folk the importance of connecting to God in prayer and making our requests known boldly. We can't go up and all timid and stuff, because Jesus was not soft. All right. He was not timid in any way, shape, or form. So because that is our birthright, we have the right to go to God boldly and make our requests known, especially on behalf of the men and the women of God who are out here doing kingdom business inside of the four walls. So with that being said, Mama Nicca, I gotta talk to you, girl. I gotta talk to you, because with so much going on and tragedies being so commonplace, what are some of the challenges that you might be facing raising school-age children in this era? Because I've talked to a lot of people in my coming and my going, and one of the things I while I hold a lot of empathy for my sister and my brethren that are raising young folks, I'm grateful that I don't have to be doing that right now. Well, what are some of these challenges that you're facing right now?
I don't even know where to start with that question. Thankfully, I will say the one thing that I am thankful for, that in a smaller, like my kids are in a smaller private school, is that it's about 300 of them, maybe 310. So it's not a big it's not big, so I'm good with that. But I still find it very, very difficult, even in my daughter's class. So my daughter, she's in a fourth grade, and almost all of her peers have cell phones, iPhones. Okay, these are 9 and 10-year-old kids. Okay, and so they have constant access to social media, like constant. My kids, yes, she knows what what Facebook and Instagram is and stuff like that, but she's not on it daily. Like, she's not on it at all. So these kids are having conversations and knowing stuff that they should not know at this age. Like, they should not know it. And then just the language sometimes, I mean, we all are women of God here, our faith is strong. And just having your kids in these, non-faith based settings, and just, having to deal with kids that are, cussing every day, or, just using really, really foul language. And just even having them exposed to some of their, it's not directly in their classes, but even last year I had to, we experienced our son's teacher she was, married to a woman. We didn't really know that. And I'm not sure that I would have requested another teacher or anything like that. And even within the class, that's not even something that's discussed, which I appreciate that. But just, having that knowledge and, just knowing what's going on around you, and then your kids coming home and saying, "Oh, well, my friend, he had his nail polished, or he had his, ears pierced, and he has two moms, or he has two dads," just having these conversations with your first and fourth grader. It's just like, oh my gosh, Lord, give me the understanding and give me the mindset. We are to love everyone. We are to treat everyone, with goodness and kindness. However, we still have to teach them, the Bible, which we live our lives according to, and, and showing them how that is in action, and not being judgmental. So it's a whole lot.
Yeah, girl.
It's
That's
a
why
whole.
I asked. Because I'm just sitting on the sidelines praying. And look, I don't know if y'all saw, I started rocking a little bit earlier. My soul started rocking because it's like, wow, I don't know. I've had some conversations, because Linnea was born and, came up in the cusp where some things started to churn. And, I got to have some open, honest conversations with her where she was able to ask questions, and I was able to answer what I could, and what I couldn't, we learned and researched together so that we would continue to have respect, understanding, and empathy for everyone
Yes.
surrounding us, because that seems to be the principal thing. Everybody seems to be fighting for their RESPECT these days, and whatever it is they choose to believe.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But we know that we stand on a firm foundation of faith.
Yeah.
Karen, do you want to add anything to this part of the conversation? Because I know you got Mimi's
Look, she like,
Mimi's
what?
minions, your grandbabies and them. You got your cheering.
Ah,
I'm great. I would just like to give my testimony that I'm grateful that all of my children are grown. And I actually appreciate the watching, because I have no responsibility to, what's the right word? I'm not required to do certain things, so
yeah.
I don't go by grandma. Grandma's got to teach you, all of this. I'm Mimi teaching warfare. Do we pray? Mimi, you do this? Yes, but do you pray? Do you take these children to church? We just had the baby blessing on Sunday, and I know myself, so and Janicca, Pastor Carl, we both looking at the babies, and they having a lot of screen time. Wow, we saying Jesus and hallelujah. Now, neither
That
Right?
one of
screen
us ain't
time.
say nothing,
Oh,
but I feel like I could say that we may or may not have thought, yeah, but do you know the Lord? Like, we know Gracie's corner, but do you know Jesus? Hey, okay,
listen, Gracie Corner is the.
I'm here
It's lit.
for
Yo,
it.
Gracie Corner lit. They not near
I'm
child
here
around
for
me.
it. Okay, y'all know I ain't dissing Gracie. I ain't dissing Karma's World. I'm not dissing none of them. Luda and his baby too. I ain't dissing none of them. I want to see us everywhere, but I think that is very difficult to combat, not just with the social media, but all of my grandchildren are leaders, regardless of, half of them got 3 words and they still leading with their 3 words. Stand over there, go over there. They pointing. If you're gonna tell me what to do, you're gonna say it in words. You ain't pointing at me. Tell me go. Come on, stairs. That's JT. He like stairs, Mimi. What that mean? Come downstairs with me. I'm not translating. So linguistic diversity is what we call that. But I think it's so many different areas that it's not just the responsibility of you teaching kids and grandkids about how we live, but we do have to have those conversations about what does respecting other people look like from those people's perspective, because how we show respect is going to be way different. We have conversations, and I laugh because I got a span from 1 year old all the way to 16 and a half, and what friends mean for each of them is different. What, going back and forth to school means for each of them is different. What homework means is different. Could we talk about, like, when do the homework come? Because it just, maybe when we come to town, nobody don't have no homework. I want to know where the homework. No, teacher ain't give me no homework today. What you mean ain't no homework? Back in my day, not actual homework that you did at home. Well, if you ain't doing homework, come over here and spell me some words just so that I know.
Right? Read a book. I want to know you can pronounce and sound out syllables. Can we do that?
It's a lot. It's very multifaceted. I find it like I need a nap half the time. I need a nap.
It's exhausting.
It is.
Well, check it out. Thank you so much, ladies, for contributing your thoughts and conversation to what's really going on tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. We are Unhinged Live. I'm your host, Nicca, Tilted Halo Hansford, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen Sims Harrell, Coach Cash herself of Twisted Threads LLC. And we got our beautiful friend, Janicca, hanging out with us on tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Janicca. We really appreciate your time. Please tell your husband we said thank you, and say thank you to Bells and Maxwell for us for letting us borrow their mama. Yeah, because I know they would be all up on you right now if you wasn't in this room with us.
Oh, thank you so much. It has been such a joy. This has been such a joy. And to just have seen you both, I just think it just makes it so much more special.
Right?
It's amazing.
Look, y'all know Janicca can sing too. She used to be in the choir. Listen, what y'all know. Everybody that come on the show used to be in the choir. This is what happens.
It's a given.
Yes,
she used to be in the choir. So listen, Karen is getting ready to bless our entire lives. Y'all already know what it is. We got to leave y'all with a little bit more than something. When you exit the Unhinged Live show weekly. So get ready, and get ready to receive yet another empowering word of encouragement from our very own in-house master life coach, Karen Sims Harrell, Coach Cash herself of Twisted Threads LLC, with a reflection of purpose. Take it away, friend. Take it away.
Listen, I won't be here before you long, but I spent time. We always give you a title, and today's title is That Makes Sense. I had the privilege of spending time with each one of my grandchildren this weekend, and y'all know that when I spend time with them, it just equal more cut up. So I came back cutting up. And I love it because my 4-year-old grandson, Carson, this is the Carson edition, literally asked my sister, Auntie, are you on YouTube? Now, the translation meant, do you have YouTube on your phone? Because I'm not really allowed to go on YouTube. But if you go on YouTube, I could tag along with you. But because his Mimi is who his Mimi is, and he asks, are you on YouTube? I said, Carson, I actually am. And so Carson had the opportunity to watch a reflection of purpose. And he went around and showed his mother and father and brothers and uncle, Mimi is on YouTube. Now listen, all my grandkids get super excited when they like, oh wow, because apparently that means that I have arrived, I'm famous. But here's what Carson did that the other kids don't always do. I could say him and Melinda, because those two are the truth. If you want to know what somebody thinking, don't ask neither one of them. Your feelings will be hurt. That makes sense. Carson listened to the YouTube reflections of purpose. Now I'm sitting here thinking the 4-year-old ain't paying attention. He don't know what it is. But he got to the point where he said, that makes sense. And we all busted out laughing because we thought it was cute. But here's the thing that I want to remind you for Carson and how you can be more like Carson. One, Carson don't take no shorts. That's a whole nother story. He get that from his Mimi. It's in his DNA. But Carson sat down and said, I'm going to listen for a little while. And while he was listening, he didn't get distracted. He didn't allow other things to kind of come in and take him off his assignment. Because once he realized that his Mimi was on YouTube, he wanted to know what she was saying. Now, here's the biggest part that blessed me. I didn't care whether Carson was actually listening to me or not. But when I said whatever I said, and he said, that makes sense. That meant that something happened in that moment that not only did he agree with it, but he heard something that made him think and said, I think I could get on with that. Today's reflection of purpose is to remind you to connect with the things that make sense in your life. Maybe you sitting here and thinking, I want to spend $50,000 on a car, but you got $5 in the bank account. That might not be your testimony for right now. Listen, we know many of our marriages, we have conversations about money all the time. That's a conversation my husband and I have. Maybe you're having those conversations and you might be reaching higher than you need to without a level of discipline. It required for Carson to sit down and listen to what was being said, to take good counsel, to make sure that it made sense to him. Because maybe something I'm saying to you right now is not resonating with you, but you'll find another message. Last week we told you time is up and it's time for you to do the things that we've been talking about. Sit down and write the book. Connect with the people that's going to speak into your dreams and push you into the next stage. But if it doesn't make sense, press pause and go to another message so that you can stay encouraged, so that you can stay lifted, so that you can stay reminded that we stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Because when opportunity knocks on the door, it's the same thing with the lamps and the is it 5 or 10? However many of them was foolish, and the ones of them that was ready. You got to have your oil ready, because the way that these blessings are coming right now, we don't have time to scramble up a little bit later, nor do we have time to give away hours so that somebody else can have a that makes sense moment. I want to remind you today, get the messages. We're giving you the encouragement here. We are bringing amazing people on our platform to show you how it's done. That sometimes it doesn't take all of the degrees. Maybe it takes a few certifications, but what it does take is your passion connecting to your purpose, and then you walking that thing out and letting God open the doors that will favor you in a miraculous way. Listen, go ahead on, figure out what it is, but have your Carson moment and be able to say, that makes sense. Now go win so I can have some cake. Maybe it'll be the sweet bang sauce this time, but y'all know I'm here for the cake.
I'm here for sweet bang cake. We're going to have some sweet bang cake one day. She's speaking prophetically into your life, Janicca. I promise you. I promise you. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. We are Unhinged Live. Again, we do not take your support for granted. Go ahead and tell somebody about the great things we got going on. So you already know what it is. We're about to close it out. And I got to encourage y'all to just be. And this is just the theme for the entire show. Sister Janicca, set it off. And she don't even know it. Tonight's encouragement is to just be ready. Just be ready so you ain't got to get ready. So check it out. My girl was ready to be consistent with how many times she sent that message to Mother Tabitha Brown to make sure that she took notice when the request was made and it was put out there that she was searching for somebody that could cook for them at an event. And because she kept knocking on that door, and she was ready because she had already went into the kitchen and hooked up all these wonderful delicacies for her family. So when she got the yes, she was ready and was ready to go. Listen, you got hope, you got dream, you got vision. You got to put your hands on it every day. In order for your baby to grow, you got to do something. But you maybe powder their bottom, a little talcum powder. You'll put a little baby or a little baby lotion on them so they don't get ashy. And when you take them out into the world, they present shiny, smooth, and clean. The same way Mama Nicca's homemade things showed up, shiny, ready, and absolutely delicious. For when Mother Tabitha called her name. Listen, just be ready so you ain't got to get ready. Because let me tell you something, 2024 is taking off at hyper speeds, and I'm looking forward to all the more that God has in store for for not only those of us here on the platform tonight, but for each and every one of you. We are Unhinged Live. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, we got a QR code on the screen. See, she know how to get me. She just bust me in the head with a green QR code. I'm gonna take that because green is my favorite color. But that is QR code. Gonna take a screenshot, y'all. We got some Unhinged merch. That's for sale. Y'all done seen us running around here. You see me running around here with my tilted halo, but I got something else being delivered in a couple days. I got my confirmation email today. Thank you so much for your love and support. We are Unhinged and we are out. Later.